Check.
എന്താണ് ശാമ്പ എടുത്ത് ശ്രദ്ധിക്കണ്ടേ? ഒന്നും വേണ്ട. ഇരുപത്തി ഫുഡ് വെച്ചിട്ട് നമുക്ക് വിശക്കുണ്ടാവുന്നുണ്ടോ? ഇനി വിശന്ന ഇപ്പൊ വണ്ടി വർക്കിന്റെ ശബ്ദം കിടന്നൊക്കെ വേണം.
Mic check is test. 1, 2, 3, check. Can I have more votes, please? Check, check, test. 1, 2, 3, check. Check. We will be beginning in a short while. I request you to kindly settle down. Mic check is test.
സൗണ്ട് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഇഷ്യൂ ഉണ്ടെന്ന് ഹോളിലെ സൗണ്ട് ഇല്ല ഹോളിലെ സൗണ്ടാ. അതാ ഞാൻ ചോദിച്ചത് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഇഷ്യൂ ഉണ്ടോ? ഹോളിൻ്റെ സൗണ്ടാവും. ലൈനല്ല, മൈക്ക് സൗണ്ട് മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ. ലൈൻ തന്നെയാണോ മ്യൂസിക്? ലൈനിലാണ്. പിന്നെ വരുന്ന സൗണ്ട് ഇതിനെന്താ പ്രശ്നം? മൈക്കിന്റെ സൗണ്ടല്ലേ വരുന്ന, ലൈൻ സൗണ്ട് വരുന്ന ചെയ്താണ്. ഫുൾ മൈക്ക് ക്യാമറ ഓഡിയോ കയറി വരുന്നു. ക്യാമറയുടെ ലൈനാണ് ഇവിടെ സെറ്റ് ചെയ്തത്. ശരിയാണെന്ന് നോക്ക്. ഓഡിയോ നമുക്കുണ്ട്.
മറ്റേ വീഡിയോ അയച്ചായിരുന്നോ ആയിഷി മാം?
ബാബു ചേട്ടാ ആ വീഡിയോ അയച്ചു കൊടുത്തായിരുന്നു. ആ കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്.
after my difficult time when I discovered that I had the problem.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Raina de Souza. It's an absolute honor to welcome you all to this groundbreaking event, the launch of breakthrough technology in radiation oncology, marking a historic first here in India at Astor Whitefield Hospital. Today, we gather not only to unveil an extraordinary advancement in cancer treatment, but to celebrate a new chapter in the journey of oncology care in our country. This innovative technology symbolizes our commitment to providing the best possible care for our patients, enhancing treatment precision, and improving outcomes. As we stand at the forefront of this technological revolution, let's take a moment to reflect on what this means for countless individuals and families battling cancer. This equipment represents hope, resilience, and the promise for a brighter future. It embodies our dedication to harnessing cutting edge advancements to improve lives. Let's go through a brief video of IOERT at Astor Whitefield Hospital. It is indeed a privilege to have such distinguished guests and personalities with us today. Now, I would like to invite them to the dais. To begin with, I request our guest of honor, Dr. B.L. Sujata Rathod, to kindly come on to the dais. Next, I would like to invite Ms. Alisha Mupin. We are also delighted to have with us Professor Dr. Philip Calvo Manuel. And we have Mr. Francisco. Professor Dr. Somshekhar SP, Dr. MS Beliappa, last but not the least, we have Mr. Ramesh Kumar. To kickstart our event, I'm delighted to invite someone who has been pivotal in this journey, a leader in our oncology department. He is one among the most accomplished super specialty consultants in surgical oncology, robotic surgery, high-tech PIPAC in India, as the chairman of Medical Advisory Boarding and global director of Aster International Institute of Oncology. He has been awarded the prestigious Dr. D.D. Patel Gold Medal for his excellency in oncosurgery and a fellow from the Royal College of Surgeons, Edinburgh. He has authored several textbooks on oncology and has over 300 publications in international and national journals. He has been honored with the prestigious Dronacharya Teachers Award for his contribution in the field of surgical oncology. He has also been awarded the Times Awards for Excellence in Oncology, the Deccan Herald Excellency Award in Oncology, and the prestigious ASI PK Sinha Oration Award. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Professor Dr. Somshekhar SP to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you very much. At the outset, a warm welcome to everybody. What a great event. It took almost 2 decades of a vision to really think of bringing this technology to India. We actually developed ourselves in a different direction, the cyber knife and then the proton, which would help minuscule of the patient and minuscule of cancer. The need of the hour is actually the technology which we need to really incorporate to our cancer patients. Gone are the days, when I was in UK or I was in US and Mayo Clinic, we used to think we need to do a maximum tolerable treatment to a cancer patient. We know already they are in pain and agony. Now this is not an era of maximum tolerable treatment, but to identify the minimum effective treatment, cut down the treatment into short duration, concentrate on quality of life, organ preservation, cosmesis, and an excellent cure, yet keeping oncological principles. This is where the technological innovation actually come to us. Every technological innovation we have in the cancer treatment is a leap in a science, and it actually changes the whole life for a patient. So the technology empowers the healthcare worker to do better what we have been doing and put it into the patient to give the best chance of life to them. So in this journey, there is an amalgamation of scientists, engineers, technology, and healthcare in form of an intraoperative treatment. Imagine, you just walk in, have a tumor removed, get your margin checked, and you know exactly where is it supposed to come back, and you give a high dose of a electron radiation, and then this technology can actually change the whole concept. So my colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, and the guest of honor, Alisha, Ramesh, and Francisco, thank you very much for having come down, all the way from Italy. And Professor Calvo Felipe is the world authority and leader in IOERT, who hardly travels. He's so busy with his proton and IOERT that he hardly gets any time to come. But it's an honor we could actually have him here. So I welcome and thank everybody, and Beliappa sir and Ramesh and the press, media, my colleagues, and also the patients and patient family. In a short journey from which we started, we could almost treat 18 to 20 patients, and we have among us their family who got benefited, who volunteered and told they want to come and actually share their experience today to this future of healthcare. At this moment, I had to also remember and thank our chairman, sir, Dr. Azad Mupan, sir, who actually foresaw this technology to introduce first time ever in India. I would say that the revolutionist in this is our chairman and Alisha, who is a managing director of the Aster DM Healthcare, who foresaw and got this technology. We as a clinician, and we know the requirement, as a patient they need it, but you need a visionary in a healthcare to get this technology. And we know what Aster DM Healthcare and the Aster Institute of Oncology coordinated with Indian authorities to date, because this was the first machine. And remember, in this time, which are tough time globally, to get something which is regarded as a nuclear material use for human use and get them type approval is a phenomenal work which lasted painful long time for us to do. But now that we have done that, maximum patients are benefited. So I thank actually Dr. Sujata and the whole team who has come down here along with the media for this, and my team, my colleagues, my seniors, and our students, everybody, not to say the least, the press and media and the marketing team. And we will all be part of this history making and a fantastic journey which we will remember in India. For the first time we brought this technology. Last 1 week, the congratulatory message from my peers from Tata Cancer Hospital, AIMS, everywhere across India, people have been congratulating. Even nobody received this congratulation when we got anybody got a proton or anything, because they knew this is revolutionary. This is what actually matters to the society. And I hope this initiative taken actually marks the beginning of change in the cancer care, bringing to the patient, making them go home very fast with least recurrence. And thank you very much and welcome all once again.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Somshekhar SP. Now, it's time for the moment we've all been waiting for. I invite all our dignitaries to join us on stage for the unveiling of IOERT. All right, I'm going to give you a countdown. All right, are we all ready for the unveil? Yes? All right, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together. Come on. Together, let's witness the dawn of a new chapter in radiation oncology. Thank you to all the dignitaries. Now, to gain deeper insight into the development of the IOERT machine, it's my pleasure to invite our next speaker, who has been instrumental in the development of this innovative equipment, bringing together cutting edge technology and expert knowledge in radiation oncology. His expertise and vision have played a crucial role in making this advancement possible. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Mr. Francisco, CEO of SIT Sardinia.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for the warm welcome given by all the people here. My first time in Bangalore, I was amazed by the city. I learned after 2 hours being here that Bangalore is the Silicon Valley of India, and this was a perfect spot to make up my story today, because my duty will be to tell you how this was possible, how the technological development was possible to bring a high energy accelerator to any standard operating room. And being Bangalore, the Silicon Valley of India, I have to tell you that Italy has no Silicon Valley. We have a lot of middle and small industry, and we have no resources to purchase the parts and the pieces to put them together and make a different piece of technology. And I will start telling you how IoT started, how the miniaturized accelerator started in Italy in general. It's a story that really few people know. In Rome, in a radiation therapy department, one day a big flood put one of the linear accelerators in the bunker completely underwater. The professor, the chief of the radiation therapy department, was desperate because has patients in the list and need to radiate them, and went to a scientist and asked his scientist, engineer, physicist, ask him, how can we do? I need an accelerator ready to go in a very short time while they will repair my big Linux. And they come up with the solution of building a small Linux, a miniaturized Linux, electron based, to address the imminent issue. This technological development, which was not even a prototype, match with the recent build of scientific evidence on IoT. IoT started in Japan, spread to the United States, using fixed accelerators of the bunker, treating patients that were transported from the operating room to the bunker to get their radiation. And this first seed start blooming and start growing within the Italian environment. By those years, the technology again was not available, so we needed to have people with the ability of machine copper, do high vacuum machining and processing to have a dedicated Linux. Only Enea, which is the Italian entity for atomic energy, was able to do this kind of machining and works. In background, I am an entrepreneur. I buy companies, I sell companies, I'm in construction, I'm in different businesses. And my passion is to purchase startups, fix them or make them grow, and then sell them. With SIT, I got in love because when I came across this idea, I thought it was very interesting. I purchased it, and by the time of purchasing it, was scientists making Linux in a small environment, similar to a garage, super technological, but still was a garage. My contribution to this journey was to have an industrialization, proper financing and planning to bring a prototype to a medical machine. The number of challenges that we had to address were several and were many, because consider that Linux are designed to operate in bunkers, not in standard environments. IoT is a standard operating room. So the first challenge was how to reduce size and weight. We invested in having the ability of starting from the copper bar, machine the copper bar, make the cavities, and make a very small Linux, a miniaturized Linux, mounted on a robotic structure. This was the very, very beginning. Consider that we are, again, I say, we have no Silicon Valley. It means that we don't have suppliers able to machine a product according to our design. We learn to be developers. We decided to be developers. And this is a key for the results that we were able to achieve today for what we will achieve for the tomorrow. The first machine was ready. You say you are Italian. Where is Italian design? This looks Sovietic for a reason. Need to be as compact as possible. Need to be moved among different ORs, among different elevators, and among different busy environments like an operating room is. And the first version of this technology was small, but had still a radiation protection limitation. The stray radiation from the machine was 6 times higher respect to what was today. We invested, we continued those machines. We opened 26 countries in the world that start adopted our technology. And in parallel, we solved with technology, with engineering, and with a fresh thinking, the issue of radiation protection. Today, the machine that I saw yesterday working in Aster is the one and only high energy linear accelerator capable to operate in any standard operating room without need of shielding, lateral shielding on the plane. Then still this achievement was a breakthrough achievement, of course, because imagine that architectonical structure or limitation were no longer abound for the uptake of this technology. Still, the imaging and the planning on the real image was a challenge, because if you plan for an external radiation therapy treatment, you have an image and you can plan your treatment on that CT image. For intraoperative, planning on a preoperative image is impossible, because when the surgeon resects the tumor, will change the anatomy completely of the target. So you need to plan on online real-time imaging. We've been working many years and we come up with a solution of a system that allows you to take intraoperative image of the target to be treated, allows you to plan the treatment on this particular image, and allows you to dock, to place the applicator exactly in the correct place where you have to put. These two achievements, in some way, could be considered asymptotic, because we solved the radiation protection issue, we solved the dimension and weight issue, and we solved the imaging issue. And probably this for a few years has been the case. We were on the top and the cutting edge technology proposal for intraoperative electron market. Um, when what's the next? What has been the future looking? It's called flash. Radiation in general. If we talk about protons, if we talk about photons, if we talk about electrons, all answer to the same radiobiological concept. The more dose I deliver, the more I will control the tumor, but the more damage I will create on the healthy tissue. This is true for any kind of option that we have available today in our arc. In France, in Paris, in Institut Curie, they discovered that instead of delivering the dose in minutes, but in fractions of a second, I will maintain the efficacy on the tumor, but I will be less toxic on the healthy tissue. This is called flash effect. It's a different radiobiological concept and mechanism of radiation interacting with tissue. How they discover it? With an industrial accelerator, which has been removed filters and increased power. Basically, was very good for empirical discovering of this phenomena, but was short in understanding and untapping the potential of this new technique. Why I'm mentioning this? Because Curie issued a tender at the global level and asked who is able to deliver a system with characteristics A, B, C, and D. And those characteristics were accelerator, which was not existing by that moment at a global level. We participated to the tender. We won the tender because we were able, being a designer and a developer and a manufacturer as a consequence of that, to build this particular machine. The next step will be in the future have the IORT flash available for the patient. We have the preclinical systems now, and the evolution of that system will be the same concept, the same mobility, the same size, the same weight system, able to deliver flash to the patients. And this has been possible only because more than 10 years ago, we decided to be able to control the whole process from the design to the development to the aftermarket. Consider, and this will be my last words, that SIT is a sort of technological boutique. We are able to operate in high vacuum scenarios. We brace the Linux at a vacuum level very similar that there is in space. We are able to machine copper with sub-millimeter and micromillimeter precision. We build our own guns. Now, for who was not a physicist, it sounds strange. It's a very complex operation. What I want to say with this, that I'm proud today to bring from Italy to India the first system that I'm sure will be a landmark for the future of oncological patients of this fantastic country. And I thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Francisco. Now we turn our attention to the incredible advancements in technology that make innovations like intraoperative electron radiation therapy possible. To shed light on the practical applications and benefits of this technology, I would like to invite our next speaker, who is the co director of the Department of Radiation Oncology and scientific director of the Proton Therapy Unit. He's also a specialist in radiation oncology and currently works at Cancer Center Clínica Universidad de Bavara, HQ Madrid. He's received the Life Achievement Award of the European Society for Radiotherapy and Oncology in 2021 and also named Fellow by the American Society for Radiation Oncology in 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and welcome Professor Dr. Philip Calvo Manuel.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you to the authorities, all the authorities, and every authority from my side. Professor, thank you very much for your invitation. I will try to entertain you for a second. I will give you just a view of what has been going on in intraoperative radiotherapy with electrons. In the afternoon, I have another audience that I have to discuss the data, but today we are not going to discuss. We are going to enjoy what has been done with intraoperative radiotherapy with electrons. Let me use the first slide. I don't know whether it's going to come or not. Yes. So the view is how are we using how are we using intraoperative radiotherapy today by incorporating this fabulous technology, which is miniaturized. We do it as we do medicine today and oncology today. We do it personalizing. Yes, I was very young many years ago, and I did protocols, even trials, and that was interesting. But with time, I moved together with my group, with my team, to do a different type of medicine. In oncology, each one has its own tumor. So you have to adapt to that tumor the resources you have. And the best result would be to be as personalized as possible. This is what means those three images. This is not an exaggeration. Intraoperative radiation therapy with electrons and miniaturized technology is a great step forward for humankind. That step was done thanks to technology. Without technology, we will not see that photo, that picture. So technology is driven, and we have to be aware of using the best possible technology and even develop it further. Intraoperative electrons is radiotherapy, and radiotherapy is 60 to 70% of a component of treatment of the whole population of cancer all over the world. If there is enough prosperity, they will reach radiotherapy, most of them either for cure or for palliation. But it's not any radiotherapy, it's the radiotherapy we like, the radiation oncologist. We only like precise radiation oncology. If radiation therapy is not precise, we accept, but it's not our best choice. We want it to be precise. And intraoperative radiotherapy is the most precise radiation therapy able to be delivered in the human body. I am working with protons, and protons are not able to do what intraoperative radiotherapy is able to do. Why it's important to be precise? It's important because you protect normal tissues, yes, because you treat the tumor, the, yes, as well, and because you promote local control. Local control in oncology is a conditio sine qua non. This is Latin. If you don't have local control, you will not survive. There is no patient described ever alive after cancer without local control. So it's not a minor contribution, it's a condition sine qua non contribution. Very important for surgeons, very important for radiation oncologists. And here you see that is the door to survival. You see your fantastic city, and you see a list of diseases in which intraoperative radiotherapy contributes to cure, not contributes to treat, not contributes to improve, contributes to cure. Many different histologies, many different tumor sites, many different multidisciplinary treatment. They all have in common, they need good surgery and good radiation oncology. Both things together will contribute to cure to many patients altogether. Is it miniaturized? Yes, it is miniaturized. It fits in the door and is able to pligate and displigate, and it fits in a busy operating room. All operating rooms around the world are very busy places. Busy places with small equipment, small machines, many people running around, and this is something that adapts to that type of scenario. It's important that still being advanced technology, we need the hands of the surgeons, and we need the hands of the radiation oncologists, and we need the hands of physicists. So it's a human issue. It's not only a technical issue. You have to make decisions, and as Mr. Zanetti has mentioned, real-time decisions. You have to make decisions at the time you are going to prescribe the dose. And here you have my colleagues selecting the energy of the beam that we are going to use. And here you have this picture that is very evident. The equipment is self-shielded. You can deliver the dose looking through the window. You don't need to have a TV system and the people outside. The anesthesiologists will control their numbers and their metrics through the window. This is a very important step forward. I'll tell you a secret. Sometimes the nurse that is helping the principal surgeon is pregnant, and she works. At the time of the beam on, we send her for coffee, but she comes back and keeps working. So it's as safe as that, the whole atmosphere in terms of radiation therapy. We have been very lucky that after 30 years of working together, many academic institutions in Europe and in the States, we have made guidelines. We are able to help our colleagues and bring them through cases and tell them what are the proper choices in breast cancer, in rectal recurrent cancer, in sarcomas, in many different, in pancreatic cancer and so on. So guidelines help to be at the level of minimal quality, okay? And that is already open to anybody, and you can do that. But let me show this slide, a little slowly. The number of patients that we were able to record in those guidelines from ESTRO was almost 20,000 patients reported and analyzed. They are available in the literature. They are the body of which we put our practice. And you see by years that initially we started working very heavily on pancreas, on the pancreatic model. Those were the North American and the Japanese people at the early times. But then all of a sudden, a new model appeared, breast. Breast for the experts of intraoperative radiotherapy was a surprise, an Italian surprise. So, and now it's a very important component of our clinical development. So, even if you look through the time, you see that the experience that we are developing has moments of innovation, moments of development, which make very interesting this particular slide. And this is the one I like the most because it's conceptual. This is philosophy. And I have many medical students and young residents around me, and I have to explain to them why, being in oncology 40 years, I still being a happy person. And I am a happy person because I like teaching and patients. And I am a happy person because I have moved from evidence to innovation. If you are too much on evidence, you cannot be the same way in innovation. To be able to move the field, to be able to cure more patients, to be able to improve healthcare, you have to know what has passed in the past, but how can we move and improve the way we practice with the resources we have today. And for that, it's very important to have technology that will allow you to do innovations and step forwards. Is personalized? Yes, it's personalized. Believe me. I mean, you work in an academic hospital and in an academic system in an academic system of hospitals. Important to be organized, important to have protocols of minimum, more important to look at each patient as the patient. We are in the time of precision medicine, not only for the medical oncologist and the molecules and the drugs, but for everybody. And personalized medicine means an extra effort from the part of the physicians and the healthcare people, but also means an extra view of technology as something that can be improved further and used in a more intelligent way. This is the final, not the final, the previous to the final, in which I want to show you the 1950s. Intraoperative radiotherapy was delivered in Germany on an open surgery for a period of time. Intraoperative radiotherapy was delivered in Barcelona. That is 1905. Intraoperative radiotherapy was delivered in many countries by transportation. The one in the left is myself with 20 kilograms less, moving the patient. And intraoperative radiotherapy improved by the use of treatment planning system and algorithms. And now intraoperative radiotherapy has a very big field by dancing together with the Da Vinci system and with the robotics and with the laparoscopic systems and so on, dancing together in the operating room, doing the best for the patient. And the next step is FLAS. FLAS has been mentioned here. I'm looking forward to work with FLAS. Electron FLAS is going to be a completely new field for radiation oncology, surgery, and oncology in general. I see with FLAS an opportunity of either omitting or diminishing the external beam component that these patients will need, because increasing the dose, you are not going to increase the toxicity. So a new way to treat patients, to be able to do it one day, what we do today in 2 months. In a personal view, now that you have your fantastic equipment, now that you are in the learning curve and working together and developing the project, the program, think from the beginning on innovation. How can we use this type of technology to develop further the treatment of our patients and to be able to make that treatment much more personalized and cost efficient? Thank you very much for your attention. I use the flower because um, uh, yellow is the color in Europe of medicine.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Philip Calvo Manuel, for your enlightening insights on the use of technology in radiation oncology. Now, let's explore a key question. Why did Aster choose to adopt this groundbreaking technology? To address this, I'm excited to introduce our next speaker. She is the Deputy Managing Director at Aster DM Healthcare, India. Having joined the company as a director in 2013, she's been responsible for managing the strategic direction and development of the company, alongside spearheading the expansion of the group into new markets. She was recently featured in Fortune India and Business Today's Most Powerful Women in the Business list. In 2023 and 2024, Arabian Business named her as one of the top 10 healthcare visionaries for Middle East, and Gulf Business awarded her as the Healthcare Leader of the Year. She was also listed in 50 Inspiring Women Leaders 2023 by Arabian Business. In 2022, she was recognized as the Healthcare CEO of the Year by CEO Middle East and awarded with UAE's Young Leader of the Year recognition by India Global Forum. She was recognized as one of the most influential women in the Arab world by CEO Middle East magazine. Let's put our hands together for the one and only Alisha Mopin, Deputy Managing Director, Aster Healthcare.
Thank you, Raina. Thank you for that very kind and generous introduction. Good afternoon and welcome to everyone. Thank you, Dr. Sujata, for being here today. Thank you, Francesco, Professor Calvo, Professor Somshekar, Professor Bilyapa, Ramesh, members of the press, my dear doctors, and all the Asterians who are here. So I want to start with, we've spoken a lot about the technology. I think I just want to spend a few minutes talking about why Aster wanted to do this, right? So when you look at the global landscape, I think most of you will know about the incidence of cancer and how it's increasing over the last 2 decades. But I think it's still important for us to revisit this because, to be honest, it's staggering, and the rate at which it's growing is also very scary. So I think they say at a global level in 2022, there were 53 million people who were battling cancer. And this is estimated to reach 75 million by 2030. Every year, 20 million people are diagnosed with cancer. Out of that, 1.4 million people are diagnosed in our own India. It's really impressive to see how much technology has changed, because earlier when you talk about the scary word C and cancer, people would shudder. But now with advances in science, technology, medicine, it doesn't have to be like that, and it is not like that. But it is still the real truth that 1 out of 6 people are dying from cancer as we speak. It is the second largest killer. Now I want to come to Aster, right? And before I come to Aster, actually, let me talk about one thing that our chairman says that all of us as people, we have 100 problems. We have hundreds of problems that we're dealing with. But then when you have a health problem, you realize that you only have one problem, and that is about taking care of your health. And I think at Aster, our mission has always been what Chairman started close to 37 years ago, right? It's been almost 4 decades, and his vision has been how do you serve the world with accessible and affordable care? And that's been the cornerstone and the North Star for us all along. And for this last 4 decades, we've always said, how is it that we can go ahead and make sure that we are able to reach and impact more and more lives? As we stand last year, we had touched more than 24 million lives. And we said that that's very important for us. Like what Professor Soam said, it's okay and it's exciting and it's energizing to say I have the proton or you have, some of these very expensive therapies that might serve maybe a very, very small, minuscule population of the world. But what we at Asta, what we want to do is we want to be able to touch hundreds of millions of people. And hence, we become very, very passionate and we become very paranoid looking at what is happening in the rest of the world. So I take great pride in being standing here today because we have leaders in oncology, in neuroscience, in gastro, in cardiac science who look out and look and scan the entire world and say, what else is going on? What is it that we can do here? And when we started, in India 20 years ago, we would say, what is the best we can do in Karnataka? What is the best that we can do in Kerala? But now our vision has completely transformed because of the quality of the team that we have. We've said, how is it that we can do the first in India? Or how is it that we can do the first in South Asia? And I feel very proud and honored to have scientists, entrepreneurs, government, our own team and medical doctors to be here, to come together, to bring something like this. It's not easy. Of course, it's very easy for us to do something that the next door is doing. But to be able to say, here's something that is happening in Spain, in Italy, in different parts of the world, and how is it that because of the way that this can improve the quality of the outcomes for our patient, because of the accessibility and affordability and the quality of life that you're able to improve, how is it that we can adopt it and how is it that we can become one of the front runners in this? So when you look at cancer medicine globally, the number again is scary, right? There's $400 billion that is estimated that is spent on cancer medicine by 2028. In 2023, this number was 223 billion. Scary numbers, right? So again, when we talk about reducing the cost of care, when we talk about increasing the precision of care, and we talk about improving the quality by having the single dose of treatment, it's life changing, it's groundbreaking. I think when we talk about cancer, we always say that it's painful enough to go through that once, but I think to have to live that nightmare again and to always go back, think about your relapse, recurrence, I think that is something which we really wanted to be able to sort of reduce to the minimum. They say that we are humans, we all have finite lives, we are vulnerable. And pain is inevitable. But with technology like this, if we are able to reduce the suffering and improve the quality of life, that is something that really makes Asta very excited to say that let us go ahead, let us be at the forefront of adopting such technologies so that we can bring it to the people sooner rather than like what Professor Calvo was saying, where we are talking about years and years of going through the hoops. We've been very lucky, very grateful that we've got the government that has supported us. We've got a team that has been very passionate. I think Professor was talking about 20 years, 2 decades of vision. And we hope and we are excited to be able to collaborate with the world's leaders to bring innovation to the smartest city in the world. And I always say that Bangalore will always be that destination for healthcare. And we as Aster, we're very proud to be leading that and being at the forefront. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ms. Alisha Mopin. Indeed, we all Bangaloreans are very proud of this. Let's give a round of applause for her. Now we have a very special segment that highlights the true impact of intraoperative electron radiation therapy. So now we will have our ambassadors who have graciously agreed to share their journeys on how this technology has affected their lives. Their stories are a powerful testament to the hope and healing that we strive to provide. And now I invite Mr. Saurav Kumar. Can we have Mr. Saurav Kumar on stage? Yes, come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for him.
Hi all. Okay. First of all, I would like to thank Somashekar sir for giving me this opportunity to, come up here and share my experiences of a journey which had been a really tough one. So this journey started last year, September 2023, when my father was detected with a locally advanced tumor in his pancreas. So, you know, when you hear of cancer, you go blank. Uh, we visited many other hospitals, many other surgeons, and the first thing that you do is you start googling which surgeon, which doctor to go. And when I came across Sumasekar sir's, what do I say, profile, his achievements, his expertise, his skills, and everything, you are bound to go after him rather than going to any other surgeon or doctor. So I followed my instinct and I went ahead with him. Uh, to be honest, I stay in Electronic City. Sir, sir sits in the hospital Astor CMI Hebel, which is like 36 kilometers from my place. Even Astor Whitefield is like 24 kilometers from my place. It was tough, to take the patient every time so far for so long. But I went through all those things. I consulted him. So initially it was, inoperable. They advised me to go for the neoadjuvant therapy, chemotherapy. He underwent like 9 doses of chemotherapy. They reassessed him, and it was still inoperable. Means it did not have much effect. So we wanted to get him operated, but it was still inoperable. So sir suggested, see, even if I do surgery, it will not benefit the patient. So better go with the radiotherapy and see. I, my father underwent radiotherapy for almost 25 sessions. And after that also, when we consulted sir, he said, it doesn't seem that, means the expectation which was there doesn't seem to be there, but you can still, go ahead with adjuvant therapy again. And to be honest, at that point of time, I, just out of desperation, to get him the best treatment, I visited other hospitals, other surgeons, consulted them whether if it is possible or not. But nobody was willing, you know, nobody was so optimistic that we can operate him. Uh, I kept on chasing sir constantly. I requested him, look into the PET CT scans and see if there is any hope or any chance of, getting him operated and get the tumor out. Uh, After a few days, he called me back. He went through those scans and he said, we have a new equipment or the machine which will make it possible. So this equipment, it was like a ray of hope in our lives. And we we were like, okay, if it is so beneficial, why not take a chance? We went ahead with that. Uh, he got operated in mid-August this year. Right now, he's recovering well. So, because of this IOERT machine, it was possible for the doctors to take a call if they can, operate him and get him well. And I'm very happy to tell the surgery went very well. The tumor was completely taken out. They also gave the IOERT during the surgery itself. And it means I'm so thankful to the team of doctors at Aster. My question means my decision of traveling so far and getting him the treatment at Aster Whitefield or CMI Hebel, it was questioned many times by many people. But I'm glad that our efforts, doctors' effort, everyone's effort paid off at last. And I congratulate Aster as well to for having this machine here in India. As a proud Indian, I am so glad that people in India itself now they can avail this and no need to go outside outside the country. Means I have met people from Bangladesh, UAE, Africa in the hospital itself. So those people are now coming to India to get the treatment. So it's so you know uh, honored that this machine is here now, and I'm sure that this will be like a weapon, and many more battles will be won, many more lives will be saved. So thank you and congratulations to Esther.
I also want to add, my team, Dr. Girish and everybody. It was a very tough surgery with a blood vessel involvement, which we call you can't come out with complete tumor removal. And in cancer, if you can't remove all the tumor, including microscopic, can't cure them. That's one of the reason all the colleagues across India, everybody was refusing to operate. And thanks to the full team, also Dr. Girish, we could resect the tumor and blood vessel could be removed, and we could give a radiation. Otherwise, this surgery didn't have a meaning. And he really came a microscopic negative margin, which actually translates into a good chance of cure in coming time. And thank you very much. It's a tough surgery and a tough decision, but I really felt of all the patients we have done so far, so many patients at Aster we have used this machine. He's somebody who really benefited this. Had it not been this, we wouldn't have been even ready to venture this. And I thank my full team also who was part of the surgery and managing radiation and medical onco. Thanks.
A big congratulations to you and your team, sir. And next, we have a pre recorded video by Dr. Kamala. Let's have a look.
I would request her husband, Mr. Arora, if you can just join a few. She's a doctor. Her daughter is a doctor. Great people. They are in Niti Ayog with Prime Minister Task Force family. They make the policy for us. She is running a Navratri fast, and she didn't want to break it. Otherwise, she would have been here. I just request you to please be here when she kindly agreed to allow us to play this video with her consent. Please, sir.
And good morning to all of you. I am Dr. Kamla, and I would like to share with you my journey to health and peace again after my um, difficult time when I discovered that I had the problem share in ordinary term we call as cancer. It, then I didn't know to whom to go, and I was in Delhi, and I then heard about Dr. Swamshekhar, and now my mind agreed to be treated by him after hearing about his good reputation with his patients. And I came back to Bangalore, and I went to Dr. Swamshekhar, who treated me so kindly and so well, and I'm feeling alive again. I had heard when I was small that doctors are God, and this was my first-hand experience with a doctor whom I can easily uh, recommend that if somebody has to see God, he should come and meet Dr. Swamshekhar. Dr. Swamshekhar, so thankful to you for my new life, son. And the journey to radiation was another traumatic thing for me. I was not doing what is radiation, whether they put me near fire or like a child's mind and old, and I was fearing all that. And my journey to radiation, my experience with radiation, Dr. Sunita operating the machine was very good. And it was almost like, sort of, uh, my treatments were so cool and so nice. And it was a pleasant experience. In that word, I can put it. It was not anything which was like a treatment. It was like a play for me. And I just went to radiation and I'm feeling nice and good. And I'm thankful to Dr. Samshekhar for all that he has done me and for all the patients that are surrounding him all the time. And to this day, I'm very thankful to his whole team, sir. Thank you so much. May God bless you and give you long life to serve people like us.
Good afternoon. In fact, we were in Delhi. We were planning to go to Dubai for a holiday, and we had booked the tickets. Suddenly, one of my close relations fell seriously ill, so we had to cancel that. After a few days, we had to go to Kerala, Kottakkal, where we normally go for a few days. Again, we were in the aircraft going to Bombay, and from Bombay, we were supposed to go to Kerala, Kottakkal. We were told that the closest relation was in emergency ward. So we had to cancel that visit again. Then we called up the doctor in Kottakkal and he said, please don't come. There seems to be something seriously wrong with your family. Otherwise, you won't have been stopped from going to your holidays and coming to Kerala. That's the time that we realized that seems to be something wrong with either me, because I'm 85 and she's 83. Then we had a friend who said that why don't you go and my daughter is a doctor. She's a senior consultant in the Niti Aayog. She is the author of the National Policy for Organ Transplants, which has been approved by the Government of India. So she has all the contacts. I also have good friends in the medical side in Delhi. The Vedanta chairman is a personal friend of mine. And I spoke to him and he says, you go and get this thing, imaging done. So there we discovered that there is some problem. Then they also asked us for further tests to be done there, which we did there. Then we had a question where to get it treated. The chairman of Medanta, Dr. Trehan, he says, why do you think of anything else? Come here. Then cancer, as you know, is a very traumatic name. You feel so upset, you feel something has hit you so hard that you don't really have time to think and react except worry. So then I got in touch with some friends in Karnataka, the then health commissioner. I also spoke to the former health secretary, who is the present chief secretary of Karnataka. So they all inquired from their friends. And then they all zeroed on to Dr. Somshekhar. That is how we came to Bangalore. And the rest has been told by my wife, so I don't have to really add further. Thanks a lot, doctor. Thanks, everyone in the Aster Hospital. Thanks. Thank you so much.
All right, next we have Anuradha, who is going to join us live.
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, Anuradha. One moment.
Yes,
We're
yes,
just
yes,
waiting. Is she going to? Yes. Yes, yes, Anuradha, you can go
yes,
ahead.
yes, yes. पहले तो thank you so much to all Esther doctor's team, especially to Dr. Somshekhar sir. He is like a god for me. In every day my prayer, I always pray for him. In August middle, 22nd of August, the operation was done in Esther on me. They have used the IORT treatment. From here, Vedanta, I was taking my in first surgery when I in 2020, my first in ovarian cancer was occurred. At that time, I met Dr. Chirag sir, who gave me chemotherapy. Second time when it occurs in 2022, I met Dr. Somshekhar sir because Dr. Chirag sir has given me his name. So we came to Bangalore. He treated me for the second surgery, but unfortunately, again it occurs third time. But this time, Dr. Chirag sir said that IORT treatment is only available in Esther Hospital. We consult Dr. Somshekhar sir again. He said that we have the machines. You are so lucky that we can treat you with IORT treatment. And ma'am, within 22 days, after they remove my catheter, we came back to Ahmedabad within 10 days. We are from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Sorry, I forgot to tell that I am Anuradha Seth, advocate notary from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. I am working here. So we came back to Ahmedabad, and after removing catheter, I started my work, my office, and I'm all right now. I'm doing so well, ma'am. And thank you so much to Dr. Somshekhar sir, all Esther team, and even my Dr. Chirag sir, who has suggested me to go to Bangalore for this treatment. And I never forget Dr. Somshekhar sir from my prayer always. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Anuradha ji, namaste. Kem છો? નવરાત્રી કેમ ચાલે છે?
I'm doing sorry, sir.
Thank you.
Good, sir.
Actually, I have to say
And
she's such a lovely, strong lady.
yes,
She came to us in a very advanced ONC, and now she has completed 5 years, and I know she will live her full life. And it was only in one place, localized. And I told Chirag, I'm not going to operate. You make me operate 3 times, 5 years over. It keep coming. I don't have the IOERT machine. We had the machine, but we had not got approval from the atomic research because, and got it, and I told now we can do it. She don't have to travel to Europe, and she was an ideal person, so we could remove the tumor, and to the pelvic wall we could do the radiation. So she will now have a very lasting cure. And so nice to see you so strong, actually. And go back to your work. This
yes,
is
sir.
the purpose. I always believe it is not the cure alone. Quality of life and back to your normal life and family is the important essence. Thank you very much. And you're a most brave person. We call you actually a cancer graduate. You got a super specialty degree, went through the journey. You are the true graduate. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so
But
much, sir.
after my operation, sir told me that my stomach is now like normal, like sir, जैसा हो गया वैसा मेरा भी हो गया है. And I'm so confident, and I trust Dr. Somshekhar sir a lot.
Thank
तो
you.
मैं जब वो पूछते थे मुझे ऑपरेशन के टाइम में व्हाट यू फील, आई सेड आई एम सो सेफ बिकॉज मैं आपके हाथ में हूँ. तो और ये ट्रीटमेंट से आई फील वेरी गुड सर. आई एम डूइंग वेरी गुड.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
back
you.
to my work.
Thank
Thank
you
you
very
so
much.
much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. My son is also online, sir. Dr. Samit Sheth. He
Some,
will explain about Dr. Samit Sheth is
welcome.
online,
Welcome.
sir. Yes, yes, sir.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Dr. Seth.
Yes, sir. So, congratulations, sir, to you and the entire team at Astor. So, we've been very grateful because I think when the second time recurrence was there, Dr. Chirag Desai was in dual mind that whether we should go for a chemotherapy or we should get it operated. I think Dr. Somshekhar sir had also, they were like, they were not ready to believe that it could be a tumor because she was already on PARP inhibitors. She had already taken 6 cycles of chemo after the second recurrence. So we were suggested a USG guided biopsy, but considering the site and location of the tumor, it was not possible at the time. But then eventually I had trust in sir and the entire team at Astor. So, and Dr. Chirag had also recommended that, considering it's a local lesion, there is still a very good chance that we can give her a cure rather than go for a adjuvant or a palliative treatment. So we would be able to resect the whole thing because the PET scans are clean. She doesn't have any nodes or anywhere else. So we were able, so I think with Sir's help, Sir had explained us the importance of IORT, and I think eventually after the surgery, I was seen Sir very happy. So that made me happy because as a surgeon myself, I knows that when I've done a good surgery or a case goes well or something, if gets better than what I've already expected, the kind of look that you have in your face, so that pretty much put me in a very satisfactory position that like things are going to be well from here on, because seeing your own mother as a doctor go through so much of treatment and pain is a very different thing, because sometimes it's better not knowing than knowing a lot of things. So thank you to the team at Aster. Thank you to Dr. Somshekhar sir, Dr. Chirag sir, who've been nothing less than an angel for all of us. And I wish the hospital and the entire people all the best for the future endeavors.
Thank you,
Thank you
Dr.
so much,
Said.
sir.
I have to acknowledge, Dr. Ashwin and Dr. Rohit, Dr. Isha, and
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Belliappa and Sunita. They actually are the one who planned it. We as a surgeon, very easy. You show something, we can easily remove. But what happens after is managed. And thanks actually to Belliappa sir, Sunita, Isha, Rohit, and Ashwin. They really put their heart, and I'm very happy. And you are a surgeon yourself. You understand how complex it is. But I'm thankful that we have this
Yes, sir.
technology. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so
Have a
much, sir.
nice day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you to all our brave ambassadors for sharing their inspiring stories. Their experiences truly highlight the impact of our advancement in cancer treatment. Now, it's an honor to welcome our esteemed guest of honor, Dr. B.L. Sujata Rathod, Directorate of Medical Education. She is the Director of Medical Education, Government of Karnataka, and she's completed her MBBS from Bangalore Medical College, MS Ophthalmology from Bangalore Medical College and Research Institute, MSc Community Eye Health from International Care of Eye Health, attached to Moorfields Eye Hospital, London, Fellowship in Vitrio Retina by RGUHS, and she has a long, long list of awards. I'm going to mention a few here. She's got the Dr. B.C. Roy Award by Indian Medical Association, Karnataka Chapter 2021 on Doctor's Day. Mahatma Gandhi Sadbhavana International Award, Her Excellency Sri Tawar Chand Gehlot, Governor of Karnataka. Letter of Appreciation by Her Excellency Srimati Rama Devi, former Governor of Karnataka. Best Prize for Presentation Study of 17 Cases of Traumatic Endophthalmitis. Best Conducted CME conducted as part of the organizing committee, Southern Regional Ophthalmic Conference 2000, Karnataka Ophthalmic Society. Best Paper Presentation at Karnataka Ophthalmic Society. Best Video Presentation at KOS Mysore. Management of Intraocular Cysticercosis and Childhood Blindness Study at Kasaba Hobli Nelamangala. Best Paper Award for work on ophthalmic burns during Diwali Fire Chaos Conference Hubli. And the list goes on and on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put our hands together for her. Come on.
A very warm good afternoon to one and all gathered here. Respected dignitaries on the stage, Mrs. Alisha, the women leader, and the main facilitator for making a huge difference to the emotional life of cancer patients, and the entire team, starting from the inventor to the person who's put it into action on all his patients, professors, Professor Francisco and Professor Calvo, Dr. Somshekhar, the hero of the day, and the team of Aster, Dr. Belliappa and Dr. Ravi, and the entire faculty of Aster, and of course, the main stakeholders or the main patients and their families. A warm morning on this day where there's a breakthrough technology which is brought into our state for the first time by the great team of Aster. I think the entire team sitting here and the doctors here absolutely give a total positive look to this downward journey of cancer. I think that is what, as you were saying, your father wanted to make a difference, and all of us aim for that. Life should not be just one event of birth and one event of death, but the journey should be the one to make a difference to ourselves and our society. And I think that is what the entire team sitting here, all the dignitaries on the stage, are making. Well, from the government side, if I can say, yes, when we look at the health system in Karnataka, we are doing very well. And we did really very well during the COVID times as well. Karnataka was one of the main states which COVID very well. And the government institute, the Victoria Hospital, which where I studied, the Bangalore Medical College, did a great work for being the first and the largest COVID hospital to take care of everything. Difficulties of getting a N95 mask to the PPE kits, which had to be really in its in I mean fineness to take care of ourselves and our patients. I think so. We have the journey of health in Karnataka has been great. But when we look at the cancer journey, we do have a one institute of national importance, that is Kidwai, which caters to huge number of the cancer patients. And looking at the number of medical colleges we have 71 medical colleges in the state and huge number of nursing and paramedical institutes. But have we been able to really deliver it to a common man? Because, as I said, be it cancer or any ill health in the family, can go a long way in bringing down the economy of the family or to the patient and to the society. More so with cancer. So here, from the government side, had we have regional centers which take care of the cancer patients. But and to talk about my own journey, as I was looking to the patients and their journeys, well, I have to uh, uh, tell you that my younger brother, when I was 18 and into my first year of medical school, my brother developed Ewing sarcoma. And at that point of time, Kidwai just did not have this good level of chemo or radio. So we had to move to Chennai. They had the Chennai Institute was one of the pioneers in doing radiotherapies then. After that, my father, who was the first director of the Minto Regional Institute of Ophthalmology, after his retirement, suddenly he himself could make out that he had some field changes and was diagnosed with pituitary adenoma. Well, to add to further thing in the family, my mom had the silent ovarian tumor. So we have seen how difficult cancer can be to patients. And I can tell that looking at the testimonials of the patients here, that we were not fortunate to have at that point of time this breakthrough in technology, where probably our lives would have been better then. So here's to congratulating the entire team. You are going to make a greater difference in this field of cancer care, because quality of life is the most important thing. And unless you have so much of positivity and give positivity to your patients, definitely there are many lives which are lost earlier on, not just because of the treatment, but because of their mental status and unaffordability. So I would congratulate the entire team here, starting from Alicia Mupin, who is definitely bringing the facility to our population here in India and making it affordable. And kudos to the entire team, starting from the
engineers and the professors who have been able to deliver it onto our patients. So, congratulating this entire team and having me here. I deem it my privilege and I'm humbled to be with all of you on this great day. And taking forward, as I was discussing with Mr. Ravi, the CAO is, I would definitely want to look into the options of how we can bring about some sort of MOUs where we can treat. Of course, there are a lot of treatments which are affordable under the SAS schemes and the PM Beam schemes. But the greater things of these, the newer innovations are something which we should see every common man or every poor person of the state also can afford. So if we can develop a good memorandum of understanding or MOUs between the government and such uh, private organizations, I'm sure we can go a long way in making a difference to our society. So thank you for having me here. Warm afternoon, and I hope this technology is taken well. One last word to all our team here is that yes, we all are trained to be great clinicians and treating our patients well. But to the youngsters here, I would always say to our young doctors, I have one of my doctor who is again from BMCRI, and she reminded me that she was an intern in my unit. Yes, I would say that the youngsters should take upon more on themselves to create more a wellness society. All of us are trained to treat our patients when they come to us, but let's train our society or make ourselves as ambassadors of good health by creating more awareness. Well, as you know, especially with regard to oral cancers, I've seen how many of us can, just by prevention or creating awareness on that, we can prevent a large series of oral cancers, which again affects India more because of our lifestyles and of tobacco and the use of other things which are risk factors for oral cancers. So I feel our youngsters should look more towards becoming more ambassadors of good health and creating wellness society. Of course, we are trained to treat, but let's move towards making our society a better wealth society. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. B.L. Sujata Rathod, for your inspiring words and valuable insights. Now, we would take a moment to felicitate our distinguished guests as a token of gratitude and appreciation. First, I request Ms. Alicia Mupin to kindly come forward. We would like to felicitate Dr. B.L. Sujata Rathod. Please, ma'am. Let's give a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Next, I request Mr. Ramesh Kumar to kindly come forward. We would like to felicitate Professor Dr. Philip Calvio Manuel. We would also like to felicitate Mr. Francisco. Sir, Mr. Ramesh Kumar, please felicitate him as well. Thank you. So next, for the closing remarks, I would like to invite Dr. M.S. Beliappa, who is a renowned radiation oncologist working at Aster Hospitals, Bangalore. Dr. Beliappa is one of the senior radiation oncologists at Aster Hospitals in Bangalore. He has more than 30 years of experience in clinical oncology. He has a special interest in the treatment of breast cancers, head and neck cancers, and gynecological cancers. Dr. Beliappa has published multiple peer-reviewed studies in both national and international journals in diverse areas in the areas of cancer and oncology. Over 40 publications in national and international journals, book reviews, and research papers in diverse areas of oncology. He has served as the secretary and president of the Association of Radiation Oncologists, Karnataka chapter. He was also the secretary of the Bangalore Oncology Group. Let's put our hands together and invite him on stage.
Thank you for the nice introduction. I think it's been a very memorable day for me to be here on this memorable occasion. The first time in India we are having something, a new unit. I'm in clinical practice almost now more than 36 years now. When I started my career, we had about 3 cancer hospitals in Karnataka. The one was Kidwai, where I studied. Then the Victoria one, which was non-functional at that time, and one Karnataka Cancer Hospital in Hubli. Now, to tell you, Bangalore is growing. Now we have almost about 25 cancer hospitals with radiation facilities. And in Karnataka, we have more than 50 places where we have radiation facilities. So most of the, with the blessings of my parents and my God's grace, I had opportunity to work in most of the places in India as well as abroad also. I've trained some in Stanford. I was working in Heidelberg University on some fellowship. What I didn't learn much over there, except it gave me the confidence. What they have doing there, we are doing in Bangalore. This is what I can share. And the one which we have is the intraoperative electron radiotherapy, which nobody has, and we have got it. That makes me proud, because as a few radiation oncologists, we can appreciate the benefit of the electron therapy. Like, a lot of intraoperative radiotherapies that there where the radiation can go through and through. But electron, we can, decide we want to treat 2 centimeters or 3 centimeter depth, we can, and the 3.5 or 4 centimeters, no radiation or very minimal radiation, where we can, make the disease can be controlled. We can, when the normal tissue can be spared from any radiation late effects. All this could happen because of our visionary chairman, Dr. Azad Mopin. I think first I had to thank him, but for him, I wouldn't have been standing here, or we all wouldn't have been gathering. I think he's a visionary. I think we have to give him a big hand. Coming to, we talked about Francisco, like, invention happens. Any drug or any equipment, it happens. It takes long time, especially in drug invention. I was involved in a lot of clinical trials when I was in St. John's. If any like multinational the trials happen, maybe 100 drugs, maybe 5 or 6 drugs may come into clinical use. Lot of effort, things happen. And yesterday I had a long chat with Francisco, and he had so much of innovative things to talk about. I think he has done a wonderful job, but for him this wouldn't have been there. So I thank you and coming and sharing with us your experience about the innovation. Secondly, everybody innovation comes, but it has to put into clinical practice. And we are fortunate to have Professor Calvo. He has shared us with his experience. And evening we have a CME program also. We'll be talking about the technical aspects. And we are fortunate to have him here, sir. Thank you for coming all the way from Spain and spending time with us from the Astor Society, Astor Hospital Group. I thank personally for coming and spending time with us. Next, we have uh, education-wise, as I told you, when I was a medical student way back in 81, we had about 5 medical colleges in Bangalore. Actually, when Dr. Sujata Madam mentioned there are 71 medical colleges in Karnataka, I was shocked actually. I didn't know that number. I thought Actually, I had made a note. There may be around 50 medical colleges. Education system has really grown. Actually, Bangalore is a hub of education, and managing 70 odd medical colleges is a Hercules task. From a busy schedule, she has made time and come and spent time with us. Thank you personally for and coming and gracing the occasion. See, we do get all the facilities. See, we are, when I'm a generation, I'm 60 plus, we are all fading away. We need to induct some new blood. New generation should come with the new ideas. The two people who have made this happen is our director, Alicia Madam, and Dr. Somshekhar. See, they come with the, but for their ideas, this equipment wouldn't have landed up here, and we wouldn't have been using these things. This has made us happen, and they have so many things. Whenever we discuss in a tumor board or any other place, we usually discuss about all these issues, and they come up with new ideas that makes us like we also to do something better. I think you have given us a platform for this thing. I thank you personally from our side, both Alicia and Dr. Somshekhar. All these equipments have come to our Bangalore, to Aster or any hospital, but this has to be utilized. People should be made aware of these things. It has to be made known to the people that these kind of facilities are there. We have the media and the press. I think you have a very, everybody says pen is mightier than sword. Like, this, I should say, like, you can carry this message to the public and make aware of these facilities available. I think that will be a great opportunity for the people to utilize these things, especially fighting against cancer. So I thank all the press and the media who have been here with us this afternoon. And especially for my colleagues who have in my department, they've been very supportive. When sometime I'll be traveling here, there, they've been my backbone, like just uh, to take care of my department, very sincere, very humble to a patient. And I share with my colleagues. I thank all my department colleagues and the hospital colleagues for coming for today's today's function. I thank Ramesh sir, our CEO, Arun Kumar from Aster, and Pradeep sir, and all the Aster group of people coming and sharing this thing. I thank everybody for attending today's inauguration of the IOERT mission. Thank you again.
Thank you, Dr. M.S. Beliappa. And yes, with this, we come to the end of the event. Thank you all for your participation in today's event. And now, for the rest of you, you can please join us for lunch. That's on the left-hand side here. And to all my media friends, you can join us here. Please come forward, and we are open to questions. Please come forward. Thank you, one and all. Thank you. Yes, our guests, please stay on the dais. Please stay on the dais. We will have our media friends come forward. Let's have a group picture. Let's have a group picture. Also, the cameras are getting blocked at the back. I think there's one static camera, so we'll need to clear the center area and come a little, on the right hand on the left hand side.